Today I'm going to clarify some terms that you may have come across when shopping for estate or antique jewelry, including things like old European cut, antique cut, old mine cut, etc. Remember that in general, the word antique is used for jewelry that is at least 100 years old. So at this point in time, I would consider anything that was made around the Art Deco period up to around 1930 or older to be antique. And that's going to include all the terms I'm going to talk about today. The first diamonds didn't look anything like they do today, and really the only diamonds that started to even resemble the diamonds that we see today, the cut diamonds, didn't really show up in the market until around the mid-1600s. Keep in mind that diamonds are the hardest material on earth, so cutting them is no easy feat. So before the mid-1600s, they were really only polished or cut very crudely using other diamonds or diamond dust to polish. We're going to start with the Peruzzi Cut Diamond, and this was created by Venetian diamond cutter Vincent Peruzzi, again around the mid-1600s, and he was able to take the brilliant cut that had been existing till that point, which had around 17 crown facets, and the crown facets are the top facets which surround the table at the very top of the diamond. He was able to create a brilliant cut diamond that had 33 crown facets. This was obviously very significant because it totally changed the appearance of the diamond, and increasing the amount of facets that much was really able to allow the diamonds to reflect much more light and give them that sparkle that diamonds are really known for. You can actually find some Peruzzi cut diamonds still on the market today. Some of them are recreated for people who really want that very antique look, and they do kind of have a cushion cut shape, which is kind of like a rounded square. Old mine cut diamonds appeared on the market between 1700 and 1800 and are the diamond cuts you primarily see in Georgian and Victorian era jewelry. Old mine cut diamonds also have a very cushion-like shape, but they had increased from 33 facets all the way up to 58 facets, which is the same amount that a modern brilliant cut diamond has today. These diamonds were still being cut by hand, which is incredible to think of now, a very laborious process, and it gave them each a very one-of-a-kind and kind of special look that fans of old mine cut diamonds are still looking for today. They have a very distinctive kind of chunky look, and they're also known for having very large and steep crown facets. And this gives them kind of very large flashes of brilliance and that sparkle. And again, it's really what fans of old mine cut diamonds are looking for. Now, the term old mine cut diamond was likely coined in the late 1800s when mines in Africa were starting to really eclipse the original sources of diamonds, because before that we were only really finding diamonds in Brazil and India. So at the time, old mine diamond probably referred to stones that were very exceptional and had been sourced from those two original sources. But now when we use old mine cut diamond, it can really refer to any diamond that still reflects that kind of old shape and old arrangement of facets. Of course, because these diamonds are hundreds of years old at this point, they are becoming very difficult to source now more than ever. It's not impossible, and you can definitely find them probably the easiest at auction level in antique jewelry. Just keep in mind that they are especially known for having very thin girdles, which is the perimeter around the crown of the stone. And this can make them very prone to chipping and damage in general. And of course, if they're still in their original antique settings, you need to be extra careful with these diamonds and these settings in general. You absolutely love an old mine cut diamond, you may want to consider having it reset into a more protective modern setting. I don't know if that's going to ruin the vibe for you and the whole overall effect, but it could be an interesting way to keep the look of the antique diamond, but make sure that it's not going to chip or get damaged by wearing it more regularly. Now, the most popular antique cut diamonds, which are almost having a resurgence at this point, are old European cut diamonds, which refer to diamonds that were cut closer to the early 1900s. These diamonds, of course, benefited from the turn of the century and the Industrial Revolution and the creation of gemstone lathes and saws. So the stones were no longer being cut by hand, which made them much more accurate and symmetrical, I would say. And overall, it gave them a little bit more of a modern appearance than those old mine cut diamonds. Old European cut diamonds are what you're going to find in authentic late Victorian, Edwardian, and Art Deco era jewelry. So how you can tell old European cuts apart from old mine cuts, for example, is they have less definitely of that chunky look. They have more of a rounder perimeter, much closer to the modern brilliant cut diamonds we see today. And they also have a much larger table and a more modern facet arrangement than the old mine cut. So this definitely allows more light through the top of the diamond and just resulted in a lot more brilliance and sparkle. Again, very similar to the rose cut diamond, the OEC, even in a modern piece of jewelry, is kind of just giving it that kind of special aura, a little je ne sais quoi that makes it feel a little bit different and more unique than your average piece. Whether you're looking for a modern diamond that's been given an antique cut or you're really after a genuine antique old cut diamond, these stones definitely give a little bit of an unorthodox appeal to any piece of jewelry. They can feel very special, and of course the antique stones have a rarity that's going to give any piece of jewelry something very special about it. Of course, if you don't want to worry about the wear and tear on a very special and rare antique diamond, definitely consider a modern rose cut or even a cushion cut to kind of give any piece of jewelry more of that antique heirloom feel. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check us out on our main page at winstongemsandjewelry.com.